Good morning, students. Today we are looking forward about Alfred Noyes and his one famous poem, and also we are going to analyze the themes, literary devices used in this poem. Alfred Noyes, 1880 to 1958, a famous English poet, short story writer, and playwright, born on 16 September 1880 in Good morning, students. Today we are looking forward about Alfred Noyes and his one famous poem, and also we are going to analyze the themes, literary devices used in the poem. Alfred Noyes, 1880 to 1958, a famous English poet, short story writer, and playwright, born on 16 September 1880 in Wolverhampton, US. He exhibited a style infused with romanticism and ballad like simplicity. His major works include Drake, Tales of the Mermaid Raven. Other works include The Flower of Old Japan, The Forest of Wild Thyme, The Golden Hind. Now we are looking forward the poem The Highwayman by Alfred Noyes. Let's read. The wind was a torrent of darkness among the gusty trees. The moon was a ghostly gallon tossed upon cloudy seas. The road was a ribbon of moonlight over the purple moor, and the highwayman came riding, riding, riding. The highwayman came riding up to the old inn door. He had a French cocked hat on his forehead, a bunch of lace at his chin, a coat of claret velvet, and breeches of brown doeskin. They fitted with never a wrinkle. His boots were up to the thigh, and he rode with a jewelled tingle. His pistol butts a twinkle. His rapier hilt a twinkle under the jewelled sky. Over the cobbles he clattered and clashed in the dark inn yard. He tapped with his whip on the shutters, but all was locked and barred. He whistled a tune to the window, and who should be waiting there but the landlord's black-eyed daughter, Bess, the landlord's daughter, plaiting a dark red love knot into her long back hair. Toll tolled in the frosty silence, toll tolled in the echoing night. Nearer he came and nearer. Her face was a light. Her eyes grew wide for a moment. She drew one last deep breath, then her finger moved in the moonlight. Her musket shattered the moonlight, shattered her breast in the moonlight, and warned him with her death. He turned, he spurred to the west. He did not know who stood bored with her head over the musket, drenched with her own blood. Not till the dawn he heard it, and his face grew to hear how Bess, the landlord's daughter, the landlord's black-eyed daughter, had watched for her love in the moonlight and died in the darkness there. Back, he spurred like a madman, shrieking a curse to the sky, with the white rod smoking behind him and his rapier branched high. Blood red were the spurs in the golden moon. Wine red was his velvet coat. When they shot him down on the highway, down like a dog on the highway, and he lay his blood on the highway with a bunch of lace at his throat. And still of a winter's night, they say, when the wind is in the trees, when the moon is a ghostly gallon tossed upon cloudy seas, when the road is a ribbon of moonlight over the purple moor, a highwayman comes riding, riding, riding. A highwayman comes riding up to the old inn door. Over the cobbles he clatters and clangs in the dark inn yard. He taps with his whip of the shutters, but all is locked and barred. He whistles a tune to the window who should be waiting there, but the landlord's black-eyed daughter, Bess, the landlord's daughter, plaiting a dark red love knot into her long back hair. Explanation of the poem. In stanza 1, we see the poem opens with a description of a dark and windy night. A highwayman, a notorious and dashing figure, rides towards a distant inn. The sound of his horse, whose echoes creating a sense of suspense, the wearing a cloak, a broad-brimmed hat, and carrying pistols. His appearance hints at danger and mystery. Explanation of the second stanza. The highway approaches the inn, where he meets Bess, the innkeeper's daughter. They share a romantic moment, and the highway expresses his love for her. Bess promises to wait for him and tells her to stay safe while he goes on his way. Their love is passionate, yet there is an undercurrent of danger due to the highwayman's lifestyle. Explanation of the stanza 3. The highway rides off and Bess is at the inn. The imagery of the moonlight and the wind emphasizes the mood of longing and separation. Bess stands at the window waiting for her lover's return. The stanza conveys her devotion and her anxious anticipation. Explanation of stanza 4. This stanza introduces a shift in the poem as it describes the arrival of soldiers at the inn. They come to search of the highwayman and intended to capture him. The leader of the soldiers is determined to catch him, and Bess is caught in the tension of the moment. The soldiers are portrayed as ruthless and determined to contrasting with the highwayman's charm. Explanation of stanza 5. Bess is taken captive by the soldiers and they tie her up to a gun at the inn. The leader of the soldiers threatens to shoot her if she does not reveal the highwayman's whereabouts. Despite the threat, Bess remains loyal to the highwayman, refusing to betray him. Explanation of stanza 6. The highwayman returns to the inn under the cover of darkness, unaware of the trap that has been set for him. He hears Bess' faint struggle and the noise of her attempts to warn him. The mood is tense as the reader knows that danger is imminent. Explanation of stanza 7. Bess, in her final act of love and bravery, manages to free herself and shoot herself in an attempt to warn the highwayman. She dies, and her death serves as both a sacrifice and a warning. The highwayman hears the gunshot, but it is too late to save her. Explanation of the stanza 8. The highwayman arrives at the inn only to find Bess dead. His grief is profound and he vows to take revenge on the soldiers. The imagery of the moonlight, night, and the wind acquaintances his sorrow and anger. He swears to return and seek justice. Explanation of the final stanza. In the final stanza, the poem shifts to the present where the ghostly figures of both the highwayman and Bess are said to haunt the inn. Their love and their tragic fate live on the memory of the place, and the highwayman's ghost is said to still ride through the night, searching for vengeance. The poem is a tale of love, sacrifice, and vengeance with its vivid imagery and emotional depth creating a lasting impression. Now we are going to analyze the poem. The poem is a narrative ballad that tells the tragic story of a highwayman and his love for Bess. It is set against a dark, atmospheric backdrop, the poem explores the themes of love, loyalty, sacrifice, and revenge. It has vivid imagery, rhythmic language, and haunting tone. The poem captures the essence of a timeless tragic romance. Now we are looking forward the theme of the poem. The central theme of The Highwayman by Alfred Noyes revolves around love, sacrifice, and tragedy. Through the dramatic tale of the highwayman and his love for Bess, the innkeeper's daughters, the poem explores these themes deeply, creating a poignant and tragic narrative. The glossary of this poem: torrent means strong, galleon means large multi decked sailing ship, claret means blocked, spurred means urge. The rhyming scheme: the poem Highwayman is by Alfred Noyes is a 9 stanza poem and each follows a rhyming scheme of A, B, C, B. The figures of speech used in these poems are metaphor, simile, personification. An example of metaphor is that the wind was a torrent of darkness. An example of personification is the moon was a ghostly galleon tossed upon cloudy seas. Simile is his hair like moldy hay. Thank you.